All right, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, sometimes we all got to understand that there's a hierarchy to whatever position we're in, whatever field we're in. There's a hierarchy to stuff, and sometimes we all got to get put in our place, all right? Nicki Minaj put a rapper slash R&B singer in his place. For those who don't know, Toronto's own Tory Lanez has a new album. Please go check it out. Memories Don't Die. It is out right now. Please go check that project out. I am actually listening to that album as we speak. So I'll be coming back on one of my other channels and doing a little bit more in-depth on the album, what I think about it. Salute to Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is doing some interviews. So in a couple of interviews he did, Hot New Hip Hop / Breakfast Club, he talked about this record that he had called Shooters. And there's a verse on his album, right? And he's talking about how he had a verse from Nicki Minaj on Shooters, and Nicki kind of demanded that, you know what I mean, just take it off. Let's just forget about it altogether. Again, Tory got a record on his album, and he talks about how he had Nicki Minaj on another record called Shooters. And this is what he said during his recent interviews. He was like, look, I was telling her something about the verse. I wasn't saying it was bad or anything. Her verse was incredible. And I'm also like a super Nicki Minaj fan, but I was telling her something, and it may have came off, because we were texting, it might have came off in a different way. Right? She probably read it differently than the way that I had said it. Or you know, y'all know how it is with text messages. Then Tory Lanez went on in the interview to say, look, I think it's maybe kind of came off a little bit arrogant, or it kind of came off as like I said something, you know what I mean, that I shouldn't say it about a verse. And she felt like, well, if it's not that serious, right? Take me off the verse. We was like, all right, I love Nicki Minaj when it comes down to her music and the whole thing, but I'm not a reacher. Once a nigga say it's quiet, it's quiet. It's quiet. Maybe in the future, when the time is right, we'll do something that's right, that we both feel comfortable with. And in the interview with The Breakfast Club, Tory Lanez went on to kind of further those thoughts by saying, look, again, he's a super Nicki fan, but his artistry comes first. And he was just trying to get Nicki to kind of, you know, do a little adjusting on the verse to make the record the best thing. And when we're dealing with true artistry, and a guy like Tory Lanez, who I got to give the brother credit for, say what you want, he loves music. He just loves music. And if the brother wanted it to be perfect and he felt as if though he needed an adjustment from even someone as legendary as Nicki Minaj, I can't fault him for that. I don't think Nicki Minaj is above critique or criticism. Maybe she does. Maybe she looked at it as if though, yo, Tory, you ought to be happy with any verse I'm giving you. I'm Nicki Minaj. Y'all talk to me in the comment box below what y'all feel about that. Now, I will say this. I would need to read that text message from Tory to get just an overall feeling of the message, because let's not act like Tory don't give off that arrogant persona. He does that, and he'll say it himself, right? He gives off the arrogant vibe, you know what I mean? But Nicki also gives off that same arrogant vibe. So it's kind of tit for tat. And I think Tory Lanez found out the hard way that Nicki, at the end of the day, is higher on the totem pole than Tory Lanez is at this present time. And she was like, yo, you ain't feeling my verse? Fuck it, nigga. Take it off. All right, she might have been drinking a little bit, smoking a little bit. Who knows what Nicki was on? Or maybe, hell, she was stressed trying to get her own album out. Or, hell, we don't know. Maybe Nicki was dealing with something personal at the time, and it just felt the wrong way. And we know Nicki's name's been in the news a lot for criticism. Maybe at the time, she had some other criticism going on in the news, and she was like, yo, fuck everybody at this point. Tory Lanez found out the hard way that Nicki don't play no games. If you don't like her verses, take it or leave it, my nigga, unless y'all in the studio together. And I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.